Isa po sa findings ay the department did not know whether students were leaving Canada after their permits expired. IRCC should accurately identify how many students with expired permits have not applied for other types of immigration status. And i-provide nila yung listahan ng mga estudyanteng yan sa CBSA so that the agency can reconcile this list of students with exit or entry data. At ang sagot ng IRCC, agreed. Hey guys, you're in a nutshell with me, Ina. This morning, nagkaroon po ng press conference yung Office of the Auditor General of Canada. The Auditor General herself, Miss Karen Hogan. She faced reporters to discuss 3 new audit reports na nirelease po nila. In this episode, we will talk about one of those reports, yung nagtatakil po sa International Student Program. Okay, ito pong Auditor General, kumbaga parang COA po ito sa Pilipinas, and in this case, ang kanyang inaudit ay yung International Student Program. Inalam nito kung na-meet ba ng programa yung goals nito. Okay ba yung naging implementasyon? Nagkaroon ba ng pagkukulang sa implementasyon? At the same time, nagbigay rin po yung Auditor General ng recommendations to improve the program's integrity, lalo na, no? Alam naman natin, itong International Student Program, napakarami ng pagbabago na nangyari dyan over the past 2 years or so. Grabe na rin yung paghihigpit dyan. And one of the main reasons why reforms were made in this program is because of the fraud happening dyan. Okay, I'm talking about those who arrived in Canada supposedly as international students only to end up doing who knows what. They didn't attend their classes. Okay, many of them submitted fraudulent, fake documents as part of their applications. Pagdating dito, mga bagsak. Naalala ko dati may mga reports, mga posts sa social media. Yung mga bagsak, sila pa yung nagpo-protesta, sinasabi nila, dinidiscriminate daw sila dahil lahat daw sila bagsak, ang baba daw ng grades, dapat ipasa sila. Kundi mapapahama ka kanilang future, nakakaloka. Imagine, yung mga ganon po ba? I'm sure you've also heard of the stories about some dumarating dito ni hindi talaga sumipot na at all sa kanilang mga klase. MIA. May iba pang reports dumating dito. Ginamit lang palang stepping stone yung Canada, pumunta, tumawid ng Amerika. At doon, mga nag-TNT. Diba? Yung mga ganyan ba? Unfortunately, okay, by the way, hindi ako naniniwala na may mga ganyang estudyanteng Pinoy, But the sad reality is, because of these people, yung ilang malaloko, wala na, damay-damay na ang lahat, pati yung mga may magaganda namang intensyon. Yung mga mag-aaral naman talaga, pati sila, nagkalabo-labo na ang kanilang mga plano. Okay? Anyway, going back to this report, when I browsed through it, it's pretty long, by the way, later papakita ko sa inyo yung PDF file. Isa lang ang biggest takeaway ko dito. In so many words or in so many pages, ang sinasabi ng audit report na ito, ay yung IRCC nagpabaya sa mga investigasyon nito, sa pagtutugis nito, sa mga pinagsususpetsahang applications, students, na hindi naman talaga students, okay, na non-compliant ang naging ending nila pagdating dito. Pagdating dito, na-discovering may fraud. Okay. The bad part is, the audit report explains na, yung IRCC, they were alerted about these cases. More than 100,000 cases of students na non-compliant. Likely, yan yung mga hindi pumapasok, nagsisibagsakan. Tama rin dyan, yung mga nireport sa IRCC na gumamit ng mga fake documents. Ang problemang pinupunto ng Auditor General, parang kulang yung effort ng IRCC sa paghahabol sa mga taong ito. They didn't do enough to go after these and to really find out asa na itong mga estudyanteng ito. And later on, I will read to you a part of the report talking about how IRCC really does not know if international students with expired permits, they don't know where they are after. If they've left after their permits expired or if they've transitioned into a different type of permit o nag-iba na sila ng status. Meron pong binigay na recommendation tungkol dyan. Nako, very interesting yan. Mamaya i-discuss natin. Okay? Pero for now, puntahan natin yung summary nung report. Yan. You guys can go to this yourselves. Just Google Auditor General Canada. Makikita nyo sa main page to, no? Oh, yan. Teka, ito pala. Yan. International Student Program Reforms. We will limit our discussion to the issue of fraud. Tignan nyo to. Key facts and findings. Between 2023 and 2024, sabi dito, the department identified over 153,000 students as potentially non-compliant with study permit conditions. Pero yung funding of the department only allowed them to investigate about 2,000 cases a year. O sige na, ibigay na lang natin. Limited ang pondo. So, noong 2023 and 2024, nag-imbestiga sila ng 4,057 cases into students potentially not complying with study permit conditions. At alam niyo ba, approximately 40% of cases, or over 1,600 students, were not closed because students did not respond to requests for more information. Wala. Parang wala. Nakatenga na lang yung kaso, yung pa-investigasyon, rather. Dahil hindi na sa kanila sumasagot yung mga estudyante. Ganun na lang yun. Again, we're talking about students who are potentially not complying with study permit conditions. Ibig sabihin, yan yung maaaring hindi pumapasok. Yan yung maaaring bagsak, no, sa kanilang mga kurso. Yan po ay mga violations sa kanilang mga study permits. Okay? Maaring yan ang maging dahilan para sila ay mapaalis dito sa Canada kasi hindi nga sila compliant sa kanilang permit. So imagine that, yun na lang yun, dahil hindi sila binabalikan ng mga estudyanteng ito, wala na. Okay, meron pang isang finding yung report. In 3 investigations, the department identified 800 study permits issued between 2018 and 2023 for which applicants had either used fraudulent documentation or misrepresented information on their applications to gain entry into Canada. Most of these students, again, according to the report, later applied for other immigration permits once in Canada. In short, okay, nakapasok ng Canada using fake documents. Pero, nakatransition na into another status. Nagamit lang nila basically yung pagiging international student. Nakakuha na sila ng ibang immigration permit. Ang issue dyan, dapat ba na-approve yung bago nilang status o bago nilang work permit? May misrepresentation sila umano, diba? I will play for you this soundbite of the Auditor General talking about this.
There is clearly tools in their toolkit, things that they can do when they believe that fraudulent documentation was used or if a student isn't following the conditions of the permit. And we didn't see them consider that in these 800 cases. I think it's important to know their own risk processes identified these 800 cases, but then no action was taken. And when we looked into where they were, that's when we found out that the majority have applied for some other permit. A renewal of a study permit, a work permit, permanent residency, or asylum. And to date, about half of them have been approved. Now, that doesn't mean they shouldn't have been approved, but the absence of having a warning or something on their file to say fraudulent documentation or misrepresentation was used in the initial application means you weren't able to then apply rigor on the second application. So I think they're just not acting on the information they have, and I would expect them to do that. They have the powers and the tools. They just need to use them.
O, narinig ninyo? Merong mga nakapasok, okay, deemed fraudulent, may misrepresentation, but were successfully able to transition into a different type of permit. Ang sinasabi niya, kung meron lang sistema that would have flagged, okay, the officer assessing yung sunod na permit na kanilang inapplyan, baka hindi nakalusot, no? At nabigyan ng bagong work permit man yan, o kung nag-apply ng PRI na approve. Medyo, I would also contradict yung sinasabi niya. Ang sabi niya, parang hindi ko naman sinasabi na yung mga yun ay dapat hindi i-approve. Actually, parang hindi. Kung misrepresent na sila doon sa kanilang international student application. Dapat doon sa kanilang next application kung gusto nila ng work permit under Alamia o mag-PR, dapat i-deny na yun. Dahil nagsinungaling na sila doon sa original application nila, di ba? Isn't that what we are being told? Di ba? Dapat honest ka sa lahat ng applications mo. O anyway, so nakita ninyo, no? Kumbaga, hindi nga pinupursue ng mabuti ng IRCC yung ganitong mga kaso. Again, even if they were already made aware of it, yun ang masaklap dun eh. Hinayaan na lang nila. Hinayaan na lang nila. Meron na po palang reaction, no? Si Ms. Leyna Diab tungkol dito, the Immigration Minister. Let me put it up. This was released soon after ni-release din po yung report kaninang umaga, no? Sabi niya, I thank the Office of the Auditor General for its audit. Pipiliin ko na lang po yung ilang sentences relevant to our discussion, okay? We accept the Auditor General's recommendations to strengthen follow-up where suspected fraud or non-compliance is identified. We will act to improve these processes. At the same time, sabi ni Leyna Diab, this report captures only the first 18 months of a broader multi-year reform effort that runs through 2027. It reflects an early phase of implementation, not the full impact of the changes now underway. Yan ang sinasabi niya. Hindi pa kasi nararamdaman talaga ngayon yung mga pagbabagong pinaplano namin. Okay? Because supposedly, she's saying, itong reform effort nila, marami pang mangyayari until 2027. So, merong different phases, okay, sa implementation nito. Kumbaga, marami pa rin pong problema ang makakapture dito sa audit report na to. Pero, okay, balikan natin, ano? Tinanong din po agad si Auditor General tungkol dyan. Alam nyo, ang sagot niya, sabi niya basically, it's not a good reason. Kasi sabi niya, as it is, merong kakayanan yung IRCC, even before all these reforms were implemented, to at least follow up and verify reports of fraud or cases of fraud. Ito po yan. Ito yung soundbite niya dyan.
But I think when you look at integrity, while there were some adjustments made to improve the integrity of the program, what's concerning for me is that the department isn't acting on the information that it has. There are so many things that were raised by the department themselves and then no follow through. So for example, the 153,000 cases of students who were potentially identified as not following the terms of their permit. While only 4,000 were investigated, within those 4,000, about half of them were closed because the students stopped communicating with the immigration department. I would expect that they'll take that all the way through. That should be happening no matter where you are in the reforms. That should be acting on the data you have to preserve the integrity of programs should be something that's worried about at the start when you get an application, throughout the application, and then when the application or the permit has expired.
Yan. Exactly. Diba? Kailangan pa ba itong mga nangyayaring paghihigpit para imbestigahan mo yung mga kaso ng alleged fraud na nilapit na sa'yo? I don't think so. Tama si Auditor General. Diba? Pwede mo nang i-pursue yun eh. Tinimbre na sa'yo na merong suspetsang gumamit ng peke or what. Tinimbre na sa'yo na non-compliant eh. Diba? Di alamin mo na. Diba? And then if they are not anymore qualified to be students, then do something about it. Now, I can't help but think na itong nangyayaring mga krimen, yung mga reports of extortion activities, yung mga gangs sa bandang British Columbia, okay, naiwasan siguro ito kahit papano kung pinursu ng IRCC yung mga international students na non-compliant o yung talagang non-genuine students. Bakit? Tingnan niyo tong report na to. Bagong report lang po to. A couple of days ago. Okay? Batay sa investigasyon dun sa mga nangyayaring barilan, yung panununog ng mga bahay ng mga sasakyan sa British Columbia, involved daw ang mga umano'y students. Diba? Recruiters offering $10,000 to students to carry out extortion crimes. Okay. Ito mga students na to, palagay nyo, mga tunay na students yan. I don't think so. I would think these are those who just use the international student program to come to Canada. Pero wala naman talagang kakayanan siguro maging tunay na disiplinadong estudyante. Diba? Baka mga former students, diba? Ito na lang ngayon ang ginagawa. Yan ang mahirap talaga if you let fraud happen. So that is the situation now. At eto na, no, may nabanggit ako kanina pala. Hindi nga daw alam ng IRCC kung yung mga international student na nag-expire na lang yung mga study permits, hindi nila alam kung nasan ang mga ito. Umalis ba yung mga nag-expire na yung permits? Ano ang nangyari sa kanila pagkatapos? Walang follow-up daw. Ayan, okay guys, ito na mismo yung yung mismong audit report. Napakahaba nito. Pero meron akong papakita sa inyo. Ito po yan, no? O, isa po sa findings ay, the department did not know whether students were leaving Canada after their permits expired. O, ayan, o. Sabi dito, we found that the department's monitoring did not include identifying which students were expected to leave each year or which ones had left. It is important for the department to track this information because students are required to leave Canada after permits expire unless they have applied for other immigration programs. Without this information, the department cannot determine whether additional steps are required to follow up on the non-compliance with this requirement for their study permits. Okay? O sabi dito, using the department's existing information, we examined the status of 549,000 individuals whose study permits expired in 2024. We found that 93% of them remained in Canada. Okay? We identified approximately 39,500 individuals who should no longer be in Canada because they did not have immigration status. Okay? So, dun sa 549,000 na nag-expire, meron daw dun 39,500 na dapat wala na sa Canada. Ang problema, hindi raw po alam ng IRCC kung talagang umalis ang mga ito. Yung Auditor General ang nagpunta sa CBSA to see whether it had information tungkol sa departures. Ang agency, CBSA, sinabi, umalis daw doon 40%. Okay? Or about 16,000 of these individuals. So, ito po ang rekomendasyon ng Auditor General. IRCC should accurately identify how many students with expired permits have not applied for other types of immigration status. And i-provide nila yung listahan ng mga estudyante niyan sa CBSA so that the agency can reconcile this list of students with exit or entry data. At ang sagot ng IRCC, the department's response, agreed. Gagawin daw nila. Okay, so that's one of the big changes that is happening, guys. IRCC moving forward, again, because of this audit report, has agreed to provide a list of students to the CBSA, students who have not applied for other types of immigration permits or status, para malaman ng CBSA kung sino talaga dito ang mga umalis na. Okay, agreed ang sabi. O, yun, ha? So, ayun, abangan natin. Tignan natin kung talagang gagawin po ito. And then, ano kaya ang gagawin ng CBSA sa information na yan? How will they act on that information na ibibigay sa kanila na raw ng IRCC about students na nag-expire na yung permit, tapos walang in-applyan na bago. Ibig sabihin, wala na silang status. Okay? So that is it. I will end this episode here. Let me know what you guys think. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!